guys, I'm going to try this. Several of you asked me to show a video some of my garden. This is the Carolina Reaper, the hottest pepper in the world. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records for 2014 and I think 2015. But it's supposed to be the best tasting pepper in the world. But look over here. This is the tray they start in. And you'll see some real tiny plants. They came up late. It can take up to 30 days for these to germinate. It's insane. But I'm going to grow them anyway. Now, here's another tray of the Carolina Reapers. The reason I got so many, I've promised some out to some of my friends. And this is where it all started. Alright, now we're going to move out into the yard. So excuse the walking. I don't like to pause this thing because it keeps starting over. So I'm going to leave it running. Now, this is my cucumber plants, and everything was started from seed. These things have been in the ground almost 3 weeks. That's how much I've got ahead of planting. Everybody's supposed to start Good Friday, they say. Now, this is a trellis that I have. This was actually a shelf in my trailer that I haul my big planes on. I fly these giant scale remote control airplanes, so I just turned it into a trellis. That's twine on there. Now, here's 2 of my Brandywine tomatoes. Look how tall. Oh, they're gorgeous. Good stems. It won't be long, they'll have blooms. And I got these in the standard tall cages. Now, these are some of my eggplants. Oh, look at the color in the leaves. They're just magnificent. And eggplants, when you fry them, taste to me just like fried green tomatoes. Now, this is my head cabbage. I've got red cabbage and green cabbage in there. I think I've got 11 heads of it. But anyway, you don't want too many of that. And we'll go around now and I'll show you tomato row. Now, here's some of my plants. Those are Brussels sprouts. That's the tray they started in. These are some young ones. They're a little late. Now, this is the red cabbage and the green cabbage. That's head cabbage. Now, these are Brussels sprouts, and I'll share a lot of these with my friends. Now, there's some more cucumbers that I'm going to plant. They're a little younger. Now, some more jalapeno plants. Look at the blooms on them. They're magnificent. All right, here's a bunch of tomato plants. That's Brandywine, and also the Dragon cayenne peppers for pepper sauce, and 2 trays of onions. And that's my pit. I do a lot of cooking on. I love this thing. If you don't have one, you don't know what you're missing. I love to cook outside with a fire. I've got a $600 gas grill, and I like this better. All right, now these are jalapeno peppers. And if you'll look close, you'll see the bloom. And I've got actually a little jalapeno pepper starting. And like I say, these things have been in the ground probably right at 3 weeks. Now, this is my neighbor's garden. He bought these a couple of days ago. And look how small. I tried to give him some of my plants, which is about 14 inches tall. But I think it hurt his feelings. But anyway, now I'll show you. Now you see this big log right here and this one. Now those are sitting out into weather, so they will go through a stage called spalting. That's the stage just before they start to rot, when they get the color. That's what I turn my bowls out of. Now, this is Brandywine, and there's a Prudence Purple. Both of these tomatoes are heirloom tomatoes, and to be an heirloom you have to be in existence for 50 years or more. And they say these 2 tomatoes are the best tasting tomato that you can eat. And a huge sandwich tomato, they can get up to 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. But I'm looking for about right at a pound tomato. I don't care nothing about anything bigger than that. But this is what I call tomato row. And this thing to your right is my trailer. This is what I carry my airplanes in. But anyway, now we'll go around to the other side. So excuse the camera work. Probably make you drunk watching it. That's my potting soil. I always keep a bunch of potting soil. I never know what I'm going to do. All right. Now this is my wood shop. This is where I make all my beautiful bowls and vases. And this is 2 of my plum trees. I've trimmed them. They're getting blooms. They have beautiful plums. Oh my goodness. They get about the size of $50. Look. Can you see that? There's a little snake. God, I don't know if you got him or not, but he was just running through there. Now, this is a persimmon tree. My neighbor didn't like it, and he was going to dig it up and throw it away, and I asked him, could I have it? So I brought it over here. And my theory is I put a $1 plant in a $10 hole. I dig it too big, put cow manure or horse manure in the bottom of it, leaves, grass clippings, some more manure, shredded paper, then the dirt, and well, they grow like crazy and have lots of fruit. Now this again, there's one of my compost piles, and I turn that about every week. That's leaves, shredded paper, horse manure, and it's just about breaking down. And so I'll give it another 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll put it in here. This is one of my new raised beds. I built this last year. This is an 8-foot long one. No, I think it's 10 foot, and it's a 2x12. And I bought 2 of them, and then I bought another one which was 8 foot long. I cut it in half and then just screw it together or either nail it. I shot this with a framing nail gun. Now you'll notice that I've got a piece of an old fence gate and some PVC and 2x4. I made a trellis. That is for my Kentucky Wonder pole beans. They grow right out of the side of this raised bed, and I can grow a lot of plants. Now what I grow in here are the okra, and it's the Clemson spineless. That's the best one that you can grow. Now here again, some more of my plants. These are dragon cayennes for pepper sauce. And then there's some more eggplants that I'll share, and so some more tomatoes. And then there's another cup of Prudence purple tomatoes. Now I have 3 cages here with tomato plants in them. And look at the leaves. The leaves actually looks like potato leaves. They call them potato leaves. Look at the shape. Now look at the shape of these leaves. And they're nowhere alike. But I can't wait to see what they do. This is the first time I've grown these. And this is some of my daisies and stuff that they hadn't started blooming yet. And here again, I dug all the pine straw out. It's ready for new stuff. Now, here's a trellis. It's an old trellis. It's got about another year in it. And those are cucumber plants. And they'll do really good. Here's some more Brandywine tomatoes. Now you'll notice all the paper and leaves and banana peels and stuff like that, because it's just full of worms. All worms galore. Now here's some more of the cages out of the construction wire for reinforcement for concrete. They make great. Now I planted a celebrity. I wanted to compare it to the Brandy Gold. I mean the Brandywine and the Prudence Purple. And look at the leaves on this plant, and then look at the leaves over here. It looks like an entirely different vegetable. But you'll see the worm collars. I always put good worm collars around. That keeps the cut worms from cutting them in half. They'll level them to the ground. Now look at this tomato row. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And these are all raised beds. That's my little bird water. I love the birds to come in because they eat bugs. I hate bugs. Now, this is my Brussels sprouts in this raised bed. And in between, I've got a row of four rows long and 4 across. And then I put onions in between them. The onions are doing good. The Brussels sprouts will get real tall. And Anyway, the onions will grow right up under it. And then I have another trellis that I'm going to put those cucumbers I showed you, and they'll go right up. And then my Kentucky Wonders will go up over here. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. It's the first time I've ever done this, so excuse the photography. And I hope some of you make you some raised beds. It's so easy to do. Anybody can do this. If I can do it, anybody can do it. But gardening is so much fun. I love gardening. If you're gardening or have flowers or pets, you can't worry about your kids. You can't worry about your bills. You can't worry about your job. So grow something. And I can walk out here and get stuff right off the vine. And anyway, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And thank you for putting up with my horrible camera work. And I hope this works. And I will see y'all later. Gardening is a good thing. Good night.